Hey guys, it's your friend ECW fan, and over the last 4 or 5 months, I've picked up back issues here or there, and I've showed them in some of the videos sprinkled, and I decided to basically do a latest comic book finds volume showing them all off in one go. And this is stuff that I've not showed yet, not put up on it's basically all together. It's not that much, but there's a couple key issues in here. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Near the end, you'll see a bunch of keys that I'm very proud to get at a good cheap rate. And a lot of these came from flea markets. Larry over at Welcome Back Collectibles and Jason, our friend that runs Spookables. So these issues came from him, and I'll start with Jason's stuff first. And now, being a comic book guy, one of the I'm gonna take these glasses off because I see the glare in them. Being a comic book guy, one of the things that I like, is Comic Scene. Now, if you don't remember Comic Scene, there was a magazine. There was 2 volumes. I have like 4 or 5 issues of the first volume, and that's going to be one of my collection things next year when we go to a con, is to get that complete run of the first volume of Comic Scene. It's not that much. It's just something that I liked from the 80s. The second volume was the late 80s to the 90s. I think it ran like close to 60 issues. Well, I picked up a good many here. So this come from Jason's shop, and he has more of these, and I'll end up picking up the rest. I like some of these covers. I picked up issue 24 with Deathstroke, a nice cool cover of Deathstroke. Trying to get that glare. yeah, the glare. There we go. So it's a nice one. I picked up this one that previews Batman the Animated Series, and that's coming back. From what rumors are that HBO Max is bringing it back. Yeah, and I always like these little sheets back here. Used to tell you about stores selling comics back in the day, and yeah, let's look here. Okay, let's see. Batman 486 and 485 and 486 had a special sale of 99 cents an issue. Yeah, there it is. That's pretty cool. I have those issues now, and I think I paid $1 a piece for them at cons, but there really wasn't nothing special about them. I'm not going to go into that. I'd be here discussing Batman all day. But this is issue number 4 of Comic Scene, and this was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I picked this one up for the late Bob Hoskins, who everybody would ask him about doing Roger Rabbit, and he loved the role from what they said. You know, he was a big fan of the series, or the movie. And they never did get to do a second one. They had a treatment for it, I believe, and they just decided not to do it. It just got held up, and kind of sad. I like this on the back about Star Trek. These were all in nice shape too. Jason pulled these out, and he said, "I just got these in." This one is a nice one from Kevin. Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross did Marvels. This was nice. I love that. This was issue number 39 of Comic Scene. Here's one with the X-Men, which I really like. It's issue number 35, and it's got a cool Joker thing. This is 30 years of the X-Men. And it's kind of weird that we're closing in on 60 years nearly of the X-Men. Yeah, I feel old. But yeah, this is issue number 35. Got the cool Joker thing in the top. I decided to show these off because all in one volume, because I want to show the people, hey, look, there's still comic books here. I'm still getting them, but not as much. And if this is slowly over the last, since the spring. Here's a Comic Scene number 16 with Bart Simpson and the Flash, which I really like. I like this cover. Again, I just picked some of these up for the covers, the interviews, and there's one I believe I showed that's, it's got Jack Kirby in it. And this is the nice one. This is Comic Scene number 34, and this has Jack Kirby, the King returns to comics. I think it's when he was doing Tops at the end. And they really should do a movie on Jack Kirby. This is issue number 34. This has the Fantastic Four by Roger Corman. This has the Superman at the time, Cyborg Superman. Cool cover. Now, that was the last issue from Jason's shop. He has more comics. I just never did go through them that day. Now, these I popped from a little bookstore in town. And they had some Supergirl stuff. I mean, somebody sold a whole entire run of Supergirl to this shop. And if it was like $1 an issue, I probably would have picked up a bunch more. But the prices, these were now, the ones that she didn't have marked in a thing were in the cheap bin. This is Superman Family 203. I love the two Supergirls fighting. That's why I picked it up. I love these classic old Superman Family issues. I've got to get some bags and boards whenever I get a chance. This is nice. Not, And this is a nice one I picked up. They had, like I said, they had a run of the 90s Supergirl with Peter David there. And this was issue 79 of Supergirl. The next to last issue, and I love this homage cover. This homage cover is one of the reasons I picked it up, because this cover has been done so many times with Supergirl and Superman, and X-Men. The holding the body has been done so many times. And I love the fact that you see the Superman back here, the Flashes, Batman. You see all the old characters. You see the characters back there in the back. It's nice. Now we're going to get into a funny story. Now, as I told in one of the videos, normally at places, flea markets or something, I'll pop open issues and I'll look at issues. And sometimes, if it's cheaper for enough price, I'll just pick them up and go. So, pretty much, I got 3 issues for $5. And I was like, well, there's one issue I really need. And it was Detective Comics number 431. I love that issue. It's a cool issue. I needed this issue for my Detective Comics run. Now, what makes this more funny was I didn't realize, but I had these 2 Flash issues. It was Flash 242 and Flash 219. Well, it's like I got home, looked it up, and I was like, I got these issues. Well, I'll take them to Larry. I'll just file them over here and just take them to Larry. And I didn't think nothing about it. I had these on my stand for a couple weeks, and I should have looked at them. I normally do. I look at them when I'm there, but I was like, what the hell, they're just bucks. Let me pick them up. These should be in good shape. I mean, even I know that this got some wear on it, and I was like, so Larry was looking at these Flash issues, and he's like, he said, there's a problem. He said, one of the back ends is cut out, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. He said, man. And I was like, oh. I hate to make that mistake, because I normally check all my issues fully. So, they're reader copies, more or less. I mean, they're not expensive. Thank the gods I didn't make a major mistake there. But now this detective, I got worried. Now it's like, crap. I really want the detective to be good. So I got home. First thing I did, pop it open, look at all the pages real good. Look at the back cover. Everything's fine. Everything is fine in this issue. I made sure. I mean, I was looking this thing over. I was like, yeah, it's not in near mint shape, but for the price I paid for it, I mean, there's the whole cover. It's not near mint shape, but everything's there. All the pages are there. There's no missing pages, no ads cut out. I was like, man, thank you. At least you kept the Batman comic together. And like I said, it was just it was an inexpensive mistake, but I make them at times, and that's one of those I made. Speaking of Batman, about a month or 2 ago, I went down to Christiansburg at the comic shop to pick up my new comics. And with the new comics, I went to do some back issues. And I was looking for, in particular, in the latest new issues, I was looking for the first appearance of Mrs. Freeze. She's Mr. Freeze's wife. They're now a couple. They're a couple, villain couple. So I picked up Detective Comics 1014 and Detective Comics 1015. So I now have the first appearance of Mrs. Freeze. Her as a villain, Mr. and Mrs. Freeze. Speaking of back issues, the shop had a bunch of extra copies of this, and they said this issue was weirdly that it had so many printings, but this was the first print of Negan Lives, and it was kind of nice to pick up a new Walking Dead issue after so long. I wanted to get this last summer, but with my shop closing, changing, and I was like, oh, crap, I need to get it, and I forgot to ask the one shop to pull it, and I found it in the back issue bin. Now, speaking of Larry, I did pick up some issues off of him after our comical deal where I thought I can have a good trade in and at least get a couple bucks, because I knew those issues of Flash ain't really in demand. They're more or less filler issues, but I was trying to find some filler issues of Captain America for it to basically even out. So pretty much I picked up Captain America 303 with Batroc the Leaper. Batroc the Leaper. Yeah. I like that cover. Okay, Batroc, you can have one free shot at me. Yeah, that's right. And then I picked up Captain America 316 with Armadillo. I have no clue what the Armadillo is. Armadillo. I never heard of the villain that much, but I believe Scourge killed a bunch of loser villains a couple issues later, and he might have been one of them. Yeah. Like I said, I'm hunting down Mark Greenwald's run eventually. A lot after Streets of Poison is not good, not good quality from what they said with Capwolf, but I should be able to find them cheap. I've got all the big issues. First John Walker, first U.S. Agent. I really don't need any of the big time issues, so I'm very well taken care of there. Now, before I get to the final big three that I got off Larry over the last few months, I picked this up at an antique shop, and this one is from 1981. This is Spider-Man, the secret story of Marvel's world famous wall crawler. It's over 40 years old. It's from 1981. And I picked it up. It's in great shape. I kept the bag and board for it. I think this is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Magazine size. I really don't know basically what it's about. I'll open it up here for the first time. Crap. As you can tell, this thing has been sealed for a long, long time. But yeah, this is it. Yeah, they have like 3 other big books. Yeah, this actually reprints. Let me put my glasses on. Professor Richard is looking. Let's see. This actually reprints stuff from the comic strip. Actually reprints stuff from the comic strip. Yeah, that's the comic strip. One of the comic strips. That's nice. The first adventure. Amazing Fantasy. It reprints Amazing Fantasy. It's a nice little reprint of it. So that's kind of cool. That is kind of unique cool. I'm gonna treasure this. Okay, I'm back. Now, that was kind of cool. That little Spider-Man thing was kind of cool. And seeing that is kind of happy. I'm kind of glad I picked that up. Now, the last 3 big appearances I got, and this is kind of cool, was from Larry. I picked up Flash Rebirth, and I think this is the first appearance of Godhead, or I think that's his name. He's one of the villains, new Flash villains. Not really big for sure. I believe this is it. I picked up the first appearance of Killraven off Larry. Amazing Adventures number 18. We could see TV shows and things like that. Movies, Killraven, the newest character coming to Marvel TV, It could happen. I mean, who would have thought the Eternals would be we'd be seeing that. And finally, I picked up Justice League number 46 as a filler issue. Larry had it marked down cheap enough to get. And this is, until I get a better copy, this will be a nice little It's not. It's basically a reader copy, but it's the first appearance of the Silver Age Sandman, Wesley Dodds, and I like that. I like Solomon Grundy, and I can't think who this is, but hey, this is really nice. I'm really happy to get this issue, but that's my haul the last few months. It's nothing major. I've got like I said, I've got a couple good first appearances and a nice trade paperback of Spider-Man from 1981 that reprints the newspaper strip and his first appearance. So that's kind of nice. I want to thank you for watching this latest comic book finds volume. If you like, try to like and support the channel if you want. That's up to you. I'd always ask for that, but hey, it's whatever y'all want decide. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep on reading.